right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of the Kris StevensWrites YouTube show. I really need to find a new name for this thing, y'all. If you can find a name for this, feel free to hit the description in the below. All the contact information will be there. And as you see on your screen, if you've been gifted the gift of sight, I have my first two guests on, and these are gentlemen that I know very well. I've appeared on their Broad Street Line radio show and podcast many times over the years. We've actually attended concerts together. I mean, we are definitely hungry for Tuxedo to get back in the studio and give us a reason to go back to the Foundry once again. So without further ado, I want to welcome my friend Roy Burton and Kris Domingo to whatever the hell I'm going to call this show. Welcome aboard, guys.
What's going on, CJ?
All right, thanks for having me. And the reason for this show is I had to do it. I had to bring back the old school Royal Rumble intro.
Old school.
So yes. This is a wrestling podcast today. So if you are in the in the sports entertainment realm as a fan, you are welcome. If this is not your thing, well, you can just skip to the next episode. But I know, we got a lot of us that love this. So we're looking forward to this. Me, Roy, and Kris, we are going to talk about this upcoming Royal Rumble, which of course takes place not this Saturday, but next Saturday in Tampa, Florida. And of course, that sets up the glorious journey that is the road to WrestleMania. So, Roy, I will start with you. What are some of the big stories that you are looking forward to heading into this 36th edition of the Rumble?
Well, I think obviously there's a bunch of really good storylines kind of going on in WWE right now. And, people are expecting, Cody to finish the story. So a lot of people, and I was out, earlier this week, talking to some wrestling before that Eagles demise, and people were saying that, I want Cody to win, and I want CM Punk to win. That's too much. Cody's got to win Royal Rumble and finish the story. I'm like, what? There's a lot more roads to this story to be told. So I'm expecting some twists and turns, and I'm expecting personally, we'll talk about this more in detail, but I'm expecting Cody's going to have to kind of work through some more stuff before he has to finish the story.
All right, Kris, what about you?
Don't you want Drew McIntyre to finish his story? I feel like, I don't know, that's like the, I guess that's the word du jour. And I feel that, like, I don't know, I feel WWE is leaning into this story thing where, like, I feel that it is the prevailing thought or the prevailing hope from WWE fans that Cody does finish the story. So I feel they're kind of playing with fans' emotions right now, like, because they are kind of throwing like the wrench at his plans, namely an Uce and the other Uce and every other Uce imaginable, tried to not let him finish the story. But I feel like, I don't know, there's just I feel the unpredictability, and frankly, I think, like, I don't know, the thing I'm waiting to see is how this PLE ends. Does it end with someone's music coming on like it has for a lot of guys that have come back, like the Cenas and the Brocks, like at the end of a Roman match when he says, I want everyone to acknowledge me, someone's music comes out. And I feel that's going to tell you how the next, or it's going to give you a kind of a glimpse into what happens. Because frankly, I wrote down some notes because I don't write notes for anything. I think I have written notes 5 times for a podcast that we've had for like 12 years, but I digress. I have no idea how, like, this starts or ends, and the Rumble's a week away.
Yeah, so leading into that, which Kris really masterfully segued to, there's an elephant in the room, or excuse me, a Brahma bull potentially in the room, as we've seen. Dwayne really don't show up for too much for WWE, but now that the whole XFL USFL merger's gone through, I mean, that bag is tremendous. I mean, he's not palling around with Kevin Hart or pretending that he and Vin Diesel actually like each other these days. So it feels like we are leading up to a return of one Dwayne Douglas Johnson, aka The Rock. So my question to both of you gentlemen for that is, do you think this is another detour in the story, or is this just, Dwayne just being Dwayne and showing up whenever he feels like it?
See, I don't think it's a detail. I personally don't think it's a detail in the story because the way I have booked both nights of Mania, I think we can kind of tell multiple stories at the same time.
Yeah.
Although I just had a thought though, because when Kris was talking, I just had the thought. What really matters, what's really important next Saturday, is what match goes on last.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
that four-way,
yeah.
if that four-way is last, then obviously Mr. UFL is coming out. Like I think we know at that point. Like if the men's Rumble match is last, and all right, maybe we get the Cody story thing, maybe we get the CM Punk story or whatever like that. You'll know why which match is last. You know what's going to happen because Roman's not going to win that match clean, and then we just go off the air. Right?
Oh,
like
no.
We've seen this before.
Which I feel is, I think, the more preferred way, because frankly, I don't want him cheaping out a Royal Rumble win being 30. I feel like I don't, and one, I really don't think that he is, I really don't think he's signing up for 2 matches, even if a Rumble match is like 3.5 minutes long. I feel like you are getting one match, you might get 2 non-match appearances like in an arena. I like, this is going to be short and sweet, and I feel that and one, I feel the short and sweet doesn't leave other wrestlers holding the bag, and I feel like, I don't know, like I'm guessing there are some wrestlers a little, I mean, it's not like Rock is always good for business, but I feel that I mean, like he is stealing thunder big time. He's stealing like Hurricane John level like thunder right now, and it's you got to navigate it, but you also need to realize that I mean, this is one of the 3 most, I don't know, like money making entities in wrestling history, and we'll be honest, this isn't happening in Australia. I tried to make that realization, and then I'm like, yeah, no, this guy isn't posting 10 WWE Instagram reels for the sake of headlining Elimination Chamber. So we'll see this guy in Philly, which still seems crazy.
It will seem crazy, but in the other, well, it's not even. Well, I mean, we've discussed the elephant in the room. We discussed the Brahma Bull in the room. Now it's time to come to another wayward son of World Wrestling Entertainment. Of this one hailing from the Windy City, of course, and that is one Philip Jack Brooks, aka CM Punk. Now that he is back in the fold, legitimately, how long that is remains to be seen. But there's no way that it is not him and Rollins closing out night 1, right, fellas?
So I think there's that wrinkle in that story. The only thing that to me, and again, I have booked this where they don't close out night 1, and maybe we can talk about that later. But I think the wrinkle in this obviously is that Rollins injury, because Rollins apparently got hurt this week against Jinder Mahal. And that's the thing that I'm like, you know what, man, like put this dude on ice if you have to, because like we really need Mr. Straight Edge Society versus Seth Rollins night 1. Like I need that. Like I didn't know I needed it like 3 months ago, but I need it now because those 2 dudes hate each other. Well, whether it's kayfabe or not, like there is some bad blood between that, and that's money. And whatever you need to do to get to that point in night 1, I think you got to make it happen. Hopefully, fingers crossed, prayers up, Seth Rollins is good to go.
See, I something happened, and CM Punk used Instagram, which I didn't even know he knew how to use it. He threw out a challenge to Cody Rhodes on Instagram, which is wild. I know that the Seth CM Punk thing is real, and like I don't know, there's that real animosity, but you know what's almost bigger than that is having two guys from the other company main event night 1 of WrestleMania. And like I don't know, and I feel that like I don't know, that's another way of, because I feel that the word story's been thrown out, and like I don't know, in jest or real or what, I've heard CM Punk having to finish his story. What if night 1 is a finish your story main event, and that guy goes to wrestle whoever the winner of no, I don't think it's a main event night 1, but I think it's a night 1 match where you face the winner of Roman Rock at night 2.
You know what? I like that. I like that a lot, because I would like. I mean, granted, I mean, this is a case of WWE being able to throw its weight around, or since we're on a podcast where I'm not FCC bound, they can metaphorically drop it on the table at this point. I mean, it's literally like, Tony Khan has overplayed his hand. I mean, and once we talk about the women's rumble, there's another angle there with respect to different, franchise players maybe returning to the fold. We'll get to that in a bit. But as far as the actual men's rumble, I don't know if there's a lot of surprise entrants you guys can think of or like to see, but there's one. There's one that's rumored to be coming back because somebody said, he saw Gender main event in Raw and said that was enough. He was coming back off the farm in Manitoba or what have you. So, who do you see being a surprise entrant in the men's Royal Rumble?
You can go ahead, Chris.
I'll get to your question, but I feel this year that it's going to be a hard sell trying to make this men's World Rumble meaningful, because I feel that and I feel this is really the way that you make it meaningful. No, but I feel you're watering it down if The Rock wins, because right now I don't know what does that winner do. I don't know, and especially if Rollins is hurt. Good grief! That just kind of I don't Are you just is that a main event WrestleMania? Is that a ticket to main event WrestleMania? Is that a ticket to a world championship? I feel but I feel they've always kind of pushed that the prize for the men's Royal Rumble is to main event WrestleMania, whatever the heck that means. And in that case, then I do feel that it's Punk. And I feel that, I don't know, it's going to be Punk. In terms of guests, I feel there's always, I don't know. I think you'll get, I don't know. I'm trying to think of Florida guys. Hopefully, not Hogan or anything or anything like that. I just feel I don't know. You'll probably get some Booker T. But really, they're WWE is so good that everyone who I want in the Rumble is already in it. You got the Codys, you got the Gunters, you got the Punks. Sami Zayn, I feel I don't know, could be one of these dark horse guys that I don't know, because I feel I don't know, there's a lot of guys that would like to finish their story, and I feel that World Heavyweight Championship is a nice, I guess I hate to call it a secondary belt, but it's kind of it's the workhorse belt. It's the belt that's on the house shows, and I feel that belt is a good belt to have a prize. Because really, if you're trying to elevate that championship, that really should be night one. That should be the night one main event. But like you said, I feel fingers crossed that Rollins is okay. Because really, the easy book is Punk v. Rollins.
Yeah, and that's the book that they should go with, because that's the money book as well. But no, as far as some surprises with the men's Rumble, I think it's going to be the usual guys we haven't seen for a while because they've been hurt. Kind of thing. So, or guys who we haven't seen for a while because they go, to, read, Hunting Fisher magazine and come through every 6 months, like Bork Laser. So Bork will be there. Bork's going to show up. It's fine. So we'll get Bork Laser there. We'll probably get Sheamus because he's been off TV for a minute. I don't think he's been back. We got a couple of guys from Florida. So Braun Breaker will probably show up. Carmelo Hayes will probably show up. Outside people,
Shane McMahon. You'll get Shane McMahon.
No. Those quads
again.
Yeah, nah. We don't need to see the McMahons tear their quads again coming into a ring. We already saw that twice. We don't need that 3 times. So, you probably see. I think if I had to guess, I think you see Andrade. I think Andrade shows up.
Oh, I like that.
Probably.
Yeah. Yep.
And Matt Cardona's been asking for a contract for 7 years, so I'm sure he'll probably show up at some point. So yeah, I think you get a couple guys like that, but other than that, I don't think we'll get too much.
Yeah, I think his wife is probably one of the unsung heroes of the division. And for the record, WWE, give Samantha Irvin her intro back.
Yeah, is that a Trips call? I hope it wasn't, because Trips knows better, man.
I know.
Trips knows better.
That is so awesome. That separates her from everybody else. Because it fits her so greatly, because she's just she's the Karen of WWE. She
That's
just
the point.
It's so great. The team of Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. That's dope. Why would they take that from her?
like the best. I'm telling you, the best character development for a lot of these people come outside the ring, and that's part of it. Like this is part of it. So like,
Come
yeah,
on,
like
you
I don't
still
know.
remember that video where she like literally is a Karen everywhere?
Yes.
She like is like at the
Yeah.
coffee shop. She like throws something
Yeah.
at like no. I feel like I don't know. Like sometimes the most obvious characters are like the ones that you should be like jumping like building on, and like I feel like that character just fits her to a T. And like I don't know, and I think people like wrestlers like Chelsea Green are the reason why maybe a secondary women's belt is necessary at this point, because you just can't, like, I don't know, have 18 tag teams of people that have never tag teamed before. I feel like, I don't know, like it's one of those where like, oh man, Natty and that's her name still, Tegan Knox. Like, oh, we haven't done with anything. Let's make them a tag team, or like Shayna and Zoe Stark. Like, I don't know, maybe like at some point it would be prudent to like put like a what I don't even know what you call it. Like, I don't know, women's IC belt.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's coming to that point, and it's so funny because it's kind of frustrating, being fans of the two women that kind of jump started this whole rethinking of the women's evolution, because they're not there. Well, one is still not really signed anywhere, so I mean, she could conceivably show up at the women's rumble. We'll talk about that in a minute, obviously, but as far as predictions for the men's rumble, I want two absolute stone cold locks from you guys and one dark horse.
All right. Well, I'll just say I think that Punk wins the Rumble. I think if I had to guess, the final four-ish will probably be Punk, Cody, Shinsuke. I don't know. Drew's been hot, so I think I'd throw Drew in there.
Yeah.
So probably Drew. I mean, I know those are all Raw guys though, which sounds weird. So I don't know if it's all going to be all four of those guys, but I'll just those will be my four. Dark horse pick. That's a good question. Because again, I've booked this in my head. Like I already have like night 1, night 2 broken out, so I don't really have dark horses. But let me think about this first. If I had a dark horse, I can't think of a dark. Well, you know what? A dark horse. I would throw Randy Orton out there for one more run. I'll do that.
Wait, he's in the main event.
You don't mean you can't do double duty.
Okay. Let's hope that, like, I don't know. No, let's hope that, like, I don't know. But if that match is going last, then that kind of like.
Yeah. If that's last, obviously he's not going to wrestle before and then do that. Yeah.
You know what? Like, I actually like Roy's list. I'll probably throw Walter in there, Gunther, like as like I don't know, as like I think it will be Cody, Punk, Gunther, and Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn's my dark horse. I feel like I don't know, like he's been. I don't know, like, this has probably been the most successful he's ever been in his WWE career. He's like, I don't know, he's been on a hell of a run, and like, I don't know, he's been off TV for a while, and I feel like, I don't know, like, he had a WrestleMania moment, but he still hasn't had like main like championship success, and I feel like at some point that's what that world heavyweight belt is for, and I feel like hopefully at some point he gets like, I don't know, his shot at it, or Drew does for the 40th time.
For the 40th time. All right, my four. My final four: Phil, Cody, and I'm gonna throw two surprise. I'm gonna put Sammy in there, but I'm gonna throw a surprise in. I'm gonna put Jay in there.
Ooh, that's good.
I like that.
That's good.
To make that little tension between Cody, Sammy, and Jay, and then of course Phil just kind of waits them all out and wins the Rumble. So, but before we move on to the women's action, I'm seeing things on social media. People complaining about Senor Money in the Bank holding on to that briefcase a little too long, which is kind of stupid because the complaints in the past were, oh, people are cashing in too fast. They're cashing in the same night they get it. And when you get a guy who's holding on to the briefcase and is actually being, stymied, because I mean, Sammy took it from him before. Drew's been showing up every time he tried to cash in. So is Jay. So my question is, do you guys see Priest, number one, cashing in at Mania or sometime after? And two, does he complete the mission?
I think Priest probably cashes in before Mania. I don't think he completes the mission, and I think that kind of just starts a little bit of a rift between him and Judgment Day. I think my problem with this whole Priest thing is that my man ran to the ring with that briefcase like 17 times. It's like, fam, it's like at some point, like if you do it like once every 2 weeks, is like it doesn't like the allure is a bit lost, right? Like if I just see you every single week hanging out there with this briefcase. Just a thought between I'm going to derail this for a second, but this is a thought because I want to run it by you guys. Can we ever have a situation where like because we only had it the one time? I think it was the Otis Miz when Otis won Money in the Bank. Can we have a situation where people just put the Money in the Bank briefcase on the line in a match? I would love that needs to be that we need to have Money in the Bank matches for the possession of the briefcase.
If you really wanted to finish the story in the most atrocity of ways, you would have Cody win Money in the Bank.
But here's the thing. I had this thought. I'm sorry. I apologize. I had this thought. Hold on. Give me a second. I had this thought where like Cody loses the Rumble. Cody loses Elimination Chamber. We're like, yo, Cody, bro, you ain't never finishing the story. Cody goes to like Adam Pearce, like, yo, bro, I got to finish the story. Adam Pearce says, yo, you got to fight Damian Priest for this briefcase. If you get the briefcase, you can finish your story. Cody gets the briefcase, and then he shows up night 2 of Mania and finishes the story. Like, I've had this thought. Like, that's kind of fugazi, but I had the thought. No. Like, it's not like, wild.
WWE, like, the fans would treat Cody like they did babyface Roman for the rest of his career. They would treat him the way he said. You remember when he said, "This is my yard," and booed the hell out of that dude? Yeah. That would be him every day for the rest of his career. Like I feel like, I don't know, that would be like option H. If you have it,
you can't actually do it, but I thought about it.
No, but I feel like, I don't know, with the Priest thing, I'm gonna say no and no, but I do feel that he'll get a big match because I feel that the biggest match you can put Damian Priest in, and I feel he's been one of these steady hands. Like, I don't know, Judgment Day really has been the steadiest hand. I mean, they're on everything. So I feel that you're gonna get a Damian Finn match, and like, I don't know, like I feel like, I don't know, neither one of those guys have had Mania moments, and like, I don't know, the hottest faction kind of splitting up at Mania. It's good TV.
Yeah, I agree. And okay, since we've covered the men's Rumble, now we move on to the women's. I mean, and I think honestly, that title picture is probably more convoluted than the men's at this point because you have two really good champions. I mean, of course, you have Mommy Rhea Ripley, who has just destroyed everybody in her path, and then you have Io Sky, of course, on SmackDown, who is dealing with some very interesting things within her own faction, Damage Control. Right. So my question is to you guys. We'll start with Damage Control first because I feel like that is probably the most intriguing story in WWE that nobody's really paid much attention to because, I mean, we're just waiting for them to jump, Bailey. I mean, it ain't even a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So my thing is, what are you guys' feelings about Damage Control up to this point, especially now that Asuka's joined and that Kairi Sane is now back in the fold?
No, I mean, you got a really good faction. You got a bunch of people who can go, a bunch of people, like you got people who can talk, you got people who can go. Like, you got a really balanced crew, and they've given them, some time to work, which I'm kind of glad. It's good to see that the women are getting some time, some consistent time on both these shows. Like you said, like we're just waiting for Bailey to kind of get jumped out the club. Like, I thought it was going to happen like a couple months ago. Hasn't happened yet. Obviously, there's going to be some sort of blow off before Mania, I would think.
Oh, see, not
probably
so fast,
the Monday after.
No,
I feel like. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, right? I feel that Bailey is going to be ahead of this because she's going to win. She'll win the Rumble, and I feel that, like, I don't know, Damage Control is going to come in and say, "Oh, we're going to get all the gold." Like, I don't know, in every one of their dialects, and Bailey and Bailey points to Io. I know. I feel like that's like that really is.
I like that.
And I feel like Bailey is like, I don't know, like she's, I mean, another steady hand, and like, I don't know, like I don't really think wins and losses are important to her or anyone that is in this wrestling business, like, to make money. But I feel like, I don't know, she's kind of earned that like championship run, and like, I don't know, she hasn't been a babyface in a while. So, and like, I don't know, like, and once again, the purpose of factions has worked tremendously for Damage Control. It's like Judgment Day. You elevated a bunch of people that wouldn't have been elevated before. No one knew Dakota Kai. No one knew EO. Like, I don't know. No one knew any of these wrestlers. Like, same with, like, I don't know, like, no one, like, I mean, and you kind of diversified Dom and Nick Mysterio. And same with, like, I don't know, JD McBagadonut. Like, I feel like, I don't know, you elevate the medium, like the middle of the road guys. And same with Priest and Finn. I mean, like Finn has always been like a steady hand, but he's never like Finn's. This is the most consistent Finn's been in the main event picture since he's been in WWE. I feel like he's been one of these guys that's had that just really bad injury luck because he really was what he was the dude before he got hurt, and then when he got back, he's been kind of like just finding a character because like I don't know like that babyface character he pulls it like he's better as a baby, like he's better as a heel like 100 times more, like just whatever heel he wants to like I don't know portray. So but back to Damage, I feel like I don't know, they're like Bailey is, I can't even think of a like because I really don't know who's even worthy of a main event match with Rhea other than like your obvious Bianca's. Like I don't like I mean like I don't like say in the event that you bring Naomi back, I'm like you want her taking it out like because I still don't feel like Rhea's earned the right to lose. Like she's like I don't know. Like you really need someone. It's the same thing with the Roman thing. Like you need someone that you will elevate forever with this win on Rhea. Because like I don't know, she's kind of just destroyed everyone, and I don't know if anyone other than Bianca is on her level. And until you build someone up, maybe eventually you get a Jade Cargill because I feel she'll be the oh snap entrance in this year's Rumble, but and maybe eventually you build her up, and not like I like maybe she's ready for a Mania match, but I don't think she's ready for. She's not there yet for like a Rhea Ripley championship match.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably that would have been my next question. Yeah, because I feel like Jade is probably we're all in agreement that Jade is going to be the surprise entrant in the Women's Rumble, hands down, no questions asked. So. My question is for you guys, because we've seen this, play out again on social media. I mean, granted, you could take it with a bag of salt or a grain of salt, whichever one you choose. But it's starting to feel like people are treating Bianca the way people treated Cena. Not like, it's not a Roman heel, it's not a Roman face hatred where it's like, oh my God, this guy is so corny. Well, I mean, you could have said the same about Cena, but I mean, it's like, oh my God, is Bianca ever going to lose? And it's like, well, she's lost like a last couple of main events. But my thing is if you book this, I mean, because they are the two best women in that whole company by country mile. If you book Rhea and Bianca at Mania and Bianca takes the title off of Rhea, does this ruin either one of them in whichever direction you guys want to take it in? Do you feel like that ruins? Okay. I mean, so,
I don't think so. I mean, they hinted at it before. They when they were in the ring before, when they both had the other belts for like multiple months, which was weird, like the other show's belts. But it's like that was my Mania match. Like that was like the first match in my mind. Like other than like Cody Roman, like that was the first match in my mind. Like for like the past like 6 or 7 months, because that to me seems like a layup. But again, I don't think they're both at an established level where I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Like you need somebody of note to pull either to pull the belt off of Rhea, or you need somebody who you plan to like put the rocket on. Like there are the like you always have I mean, I don't think Becky Lynch is like I don't know needs a dub over Rhea. Like she doesn't need that championship anymore. Like she's kind of like I don't know. She's past the importance of titles. She's kind of like that that entertainment icon where like I don't know she's kind of doing other things. Like you need someone that's still in the mix consistently as like champion, and really Bianca's the only one. And really the only way like you just need like I really don't think the outcome matters. You just need to put a banger on. And I feel like I don't know and the build up is there. They were in NXT together, like all those vignettes of like I don't know. You could throw back a bunch of NXT clips, like it's there. It's like I am the future. No, I'm the future. Like that's that. Like I mean, it's one of those. No, it feels very like I don't know Brock Kurt Angle mania, where like these are the future and who wants the future, and it's like I don't
think like I don't know. I don't think there needs to Chris. I don't think that there needs to be an act like a preferred winner. I like usually people to remember that match. The same with the people that remember the the Bianca Becky match, the Rhea Charlotte match. Like you just need people to remember the match. That's really the most important part of that.
Okay, I agree with that. I can dig that. I mean, I just thought about it in my mind because I'm like, okay, Rhea has just destroyed everyone in her path. I mean, Nia Jax just came back, and granted, she hasn't hurt anybody yet, so we got to give her props. But she's not main event ready yet,
Right.
So it's kind of really gearing towards Bianca and Rhea at this point for the Raw belt. And I like Chris's suggestion of Bayley just beating Damage Control to the punch and getting it from EO at Mania.
I like that.
So, but before we can get to that, of course, we got to talk about the Women's Rumble. So, same thing with the men. Your Final Four, your winner, your dark horse.
Yeah. See, I had talked myself after Becky's promo on Monday. I had talked myself in her winning the Rumble, so I'll stick with it. But because I like it, but that the Bayley Angle and Io Sky that chef's kiss perfect. Yeah, that was really good. But yeah, no, that's perfect. Like that, I have changed my night 2 card and my night 1 card based off of that. Because I had multiple matches going on with the Bayley thing. So yeah, so I think I'll stick with my prediction, even though I think the Bayley thing makes sense. But I'll stick with the Becky prediction. So Becky, Bayley, Final Four, Becky, Bayley. They'll probably let Jade cook. I think Jade will cook a little bit. So I'll put Jade in the Final Four. Probably need to get a dark horse in there. You know what? I'll just go way out of the off the track. I'll go Maxine Dupree.
Oh, ooh, you know what? That's not because Alpha Academy is very entertaining. I give them that. So
yeah, no, they are.
It wouldn't surprise, and she's really gotten better in the ring. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah, she's not bad. She's not bad. Yeah.
I mean, she's it's just amazing that you actually made legit wrestlers out of that faction, that model faction, which was probably the last doing of Vince McMahon. I feel like I don't know that I mean they had 2 casualties out of there. Sorry for those 2 other dudes, but the fact they got 2 legitimate stars out of that is pretty wild, because I thought that all those people were destined for we wish you better in your future endeavors. It really felt like all those guys were there. But Rumble wise, I'll just go chalk with 3, and I'll go Final Four. I mean, she's getting a push. Good old Lena Finene. I feel like Lena, Bianca, Becky, and Bayley, and they'll just team up to I don't know, lift Nia up, and then it'll be a free for all. And I think Bayley wins.
It's always going to be that spot. There's always going to be the team up spot.
There is. There's always that spot. I mean, it's either that or Nia getting 619 by male wrestlers. I feel she's like that. And I feel like she's gotten a little better as a character and just microphone wise, because really she's like that. She's that attraction. I mean, they've had attractions for 60 years of wrestling. No, that match against, I think I tweeted, it was that match against Becky was one of her best matches ever. I don't remember ever being any sort of engaged in a Nia Jax match, and I was actually engaged. So no, kudos to Nia for making the best of the second round.
All right, okay, so I can get with that. All right, so we've talked men. We've talked women. We've picked our favorites. And now it is time, gentlemen. I mean, ladies and gentlemen are going to be watching this, but the gentlemen on the podcast with me. It is time for the road to WrestleMania, which is right in our backyard, literally. We all live within 30 minutes of Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where it will be 2 nights of shenanigans at that beautiful stadium. Hopefully it's one of these Aprils where it's not 25 degrees outside.
God bless.
So Roy Burton, you got the book, you got the pen. Paul has handed those things off to you and said, do your thing, boss. What do you have for nights 1 and 2 of WrestleMania?
All right, I'm telling you, I put a lot of thought into this. All right, so I apologize to the listeners. If I had like 10 more minutes, I'd get the match order for you correct, but I don't quite have the match order for you correct. And I only have 6 matches per night so far.
No,
So
that's fine. I feel 6 has been the average for the 2-night manias because really, like,
no, it's got to be 8. We need 7 or 8. We need 7 or 8.
But you know,
it's a long day
for these exercises. I didn't even go this route, but you know what? My mind works fast when I actually have entertaining things to talk about. So I think I can think of 12 matches in the next 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I got. Let me just say, like, outside, like, matches I couldn't find a spot on the card yet for. All right, because I mean they're going to happen. I think we get a AJ Styles Randy Orton match. I think we get the Priest Balor match. I got to find a spot on the card for that. That happens. Obviously, they were doing something with the Street Profits and all them, so we'll probably get some kind of, I think, like a tag team trios match between them and Alpha Academy and Boring Karrion Kross and his crew. I think we'll get something with that. But those are outside looking in. Those are outside. So night 1, no particular order. Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio. We got to finish that. Got to finish the story. I think we get the.
That's the theme of WrestleMania 40. Everyone is finishing their story.
Got to finish the story. I think we get Jay and Jimmy Uso. They got to finish their story because we got they always wanted to get it all for WrestleMania. I think we do that. I got a tag team match. Just throw a bunch of women's tag teams together, and have a match. So Carter and Chance, Niven and Green, Hartwell, LeRae, just throw them all in. Have a little fun match for 15 minutes. Seth and CM Punk, I'm still on it. I can't get off of that. So
okay,
that's night 1. I since I had picked it before, I will stick with the Becky Rhea Ripley match, night 1. I think that Becky promo got to me, so I think that was a winner. And the end of night 1, there's a certain man who's going to be doing double duty. His first match of the weekend will be against Mr. UFL, Roman versus Dwayne, for the bloodline, not for a title, just for that red chain around Roman's neck, the red, hot chili pepper chain or whatever that is, just for the title of tribal chief, just for the title of tribal chief. Night closes out for me, night 1. All right.
Wow. So somehow they make the distinction that,
yes,
like, because like, I don't know, because Rock, because this has been like analyzed more than, like, I don't know, like the Eagles game last night is, like, I don't know. He said he wants to be at the head of the table. Doesn't mean he wants the WWF championship. I'm sorry, E championship. He like he wants to be the head oos. And like, and maybe, like, I don't like. I would no. If you had the book, you would, like, and if you could twist everything around. If you had the director of long-term booking, because there's actually a job for that, I would with that. That literally would be one of the 3 greatest jobs of all time, is to just be the long-term creative guy. But I like that. However, I just, it would be a lot of mental gymnastics to kind of, I don't know, like, for Rock to just say, yeah, man, like I just would love to know, how does he how does he spit this out? Like, he says, I'm doing the business of the service by wanting the belt. I don't know, how does Rock make this distinction?
Rock just says, I am here to knock you down a peg. All right. Okay. I've seen what you've done. I've seen what you've done to your cousins. I've seen what you've done to your family. I'm just here to knock you down a peg and have you respect your elders. And the elders come out, like, everybody comes out. Like, this is the whole family.
All right, so we're getting an Alpha and Sika. So Alpha and Sika are going to come out. Rock's mom's going to come out. Layla Rain, or whatever the hell her name is going to come out.
Ava Rain comes out. Lena Fanene comes out. The other brother, Jeremiah, comes out.
No! I'm telling you, this is going to be like an Oos family reunion. It literally, no, I'm telling you, it's going, like, you are going to get all the Samoans that have ever been part of wrestling, and you might get them out, like, it might be a lumberjack match. If they're gonna have that many uses.
I was gonna say, do you think the not the self-proclaimed, but the widely consensus most toughest man to ever set foot in the business, that Oos, you think he'll show up?
Listen, this is a Oos party, man. Like, every single Oos is coming out. Obviously, Rikishi's coming out. Like, this is, like, everybody is coming out. Like, if Ryback was our Oos, he'd be there. Like, everybody's coming out. So, all right, so that's night 1.
Let's let Roy get into tonight too as well.
All right. So,
okay. Yeah. No. Because really, I didn't have much, like, I don't know, like, resistance. I don't have much change from there. I will say you'll get the traditional ladder match for the tag belts because that's you're gonna have like, I don't know, you need a match where guys get their stuff off. You'll get like a Gable thingy, and I feel, you know what, American Alpha will win the tag belts in this ladder match.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, maybe my trios match is a ladder match or something, but I like that. I like that a lot. All right, night 2, and again, this is not a complete card. I only got 6 matches in there. I think Damage Control gets a little 3-on-3 thing with Shotzi, Zelina, and Naomi. I think we have a little fun with that.
The surprise member theory.
I had the TBD in there for a minute. It was Sasha for forever. Forever.
So the ghost rendering on, like, I don't know, like yeah, I'm telling you, those are the best.
Yeah. You gotta have the question mark person, and all of a sudden, like the arena goes dark, and then like Naomi's glow sticks come out, and everybody goes crazy. Like, no, like, and she like slides down the entire ramp. Like,
yes,
that's absolutely. I didn't think they'd pull a trigger on this, but again, you talked me into the Bailey Io Sky thing, so I'm gonna save that one for later. I think that happens, Bailey Io Sky for sure. I don't think they'll pull a trigger on Bianca Jade, but I just came up with this in 5 minutes, so we'll do Bianca Jade. Why not? I don't hate it. Bailey Io Sky, Los Angeles Knight versus Logan Paul for the U.S. belt.
I like it.
Yeah.
2 big meaty men slapping meat, Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, and finally to close things out, night 2 of his double duty, thanks to Nick Aldis, Roman Reigns v. Cody Rhodes to finish the story.
That honestly is a bomb ass card. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would pop for all of
better than anything James Laurinaitis could have booked. I mean that really is, like, I don't know, but
that's
no,
I mean that's people power.
No, I really like. I'm trying to wrap my arms around the fact, how does the Uso, how does the biggest Uso say, you know what, I ain't a greedy bull. I just need the lay. I don't need the strap. I feel like if you can reasonably, like, I don't know, like coherently outline that, then I think you're okay. And no, the question I asked is, but Austin, like, I don't know, like, main evented night 1, and it was, do you think Rocky's ego needs him to main event night to close the thing out?
He has to close a night. It doesn't matter which night, I don't think.
Okay, but his ego isn't that big where he says, I need to close out. I need to be the last dude at the table, literally.
I don't think so, Chris.
I feel like, I don't know, Rock's a business, like, let's do it for the business guy. Like, he's not one of the, like, I mean, he's not like Flair. Like, I don't know, where, like, it's like, gimme, where, like, I feel Rock is going to, but I feel also the best way to kind of give Roman the final look of a final boss. Like, I don't know, I always joke about the Thanos thing, and I don't even watch Marvel, so I'm not even going to make that, where he just literally beats the living hell out of The Rock to close out night 1, and he just is hovering over Roman, The Rock, and that just gives you that visual. It's like, Cody ain't finishing the story, because that will be the thing, is like, Roman is so, like I don't know, and he'll win by his normal hijinks. Like, I don't know, Solo will come out, Jacob will come out. I don't know who the hell comes out, but they help.
Tribal combat. Anything goes in tribal combat.
Okay.
I mean, we saw this before, tribal combat, which nobody knows what that means, but anything goes in tribal combat.
Let's just hope that match goes better. This match goes better than that one.
All right, Chris. Now your turn with the book. What you got?
Oh man, no, I like. Other than really, like, the tag ladder match, and I think you'll get some sort of, like, tag match for the women too, because they'll just get lazy. Because, like, you need, like, I don't know, I don't know if it will be a ladder match. It will be some sort of, like, I don't know, like tornado tag. I don't even know what the heck that is. But, like, other than that, I don't. But I will go to the main events, because I feel those are the things that I think I slightly defer with Roy. Is like, I feel that somehow night 1, the main event will be. It still will be. It'll be Punk Rollins. That will be, like, I feel like, I don't know, like, I do feel that, like, there's a part of me that is thinking that they won't pull the trigger on this main event, because isn't that what Punk is back for, to main event WrestleMania? And I feel that, like, I don't know, giving that to you so quick is not in what they've been trained to do now, is like not give you exactly what you want. You got to wait for it. So I feel that in night one, the only difference is night one, there'll be a main event match for night two. It will be Punk versus Cody. That, like, I don't know how you get there. I have no idea how you get there, but I feel like that is I'm sticking to it, because I feel that this kind of interaction that they're going to have on Raw is going to tell you a lot. And I feel that it's a nice little, like, I don't know, it's a nice storyline where, like, the two guys you signed from the other company have this big match to main event night two. And night one will be, God, I don't know. I feel night one will be Rock Roman. Like, I don't know. Then like, I don't know. And then Nick Aldis somehow says, you know what? Somehow you're going to have to, like, I don't know, like, and I don't know how they do this, but, like, I don't know. Can you just can't announce a match like a night before, right? I feel I'm trying to.
You can, but for Mania, I don't think you would. Like, I think on Mania, it was like, yo, I know what I'm getting Sunday. I know what I'm, you know what I mean? I don't think they would for Mania.
Okay, all right. So maybe a week or something. Where, like, I don't know, like Rock Roman is set for night one, and then somehow. The Bloodline does their usual buffoonery. Nick Aldis goes crazy. He's like, you know what? You're gonna headline both nights, but then, like, I don't know, like, or it said the winner of this night one match is gonna headline night two again, and Roman will say, yeah, this is my WrestleMania or some hui like that, and then I feel like Cody wins this main event match, and then he main events night two against Roman, and he finishes the story, because I feel that. There's too much tied to this Cody thing, where usually I'm not we got to give the fans what they want, but this feels very Daniel Bryan, Kofi Mania, where, like, I don't know, there isn't. You usually want to end a WrestleMania on, like, a high note, and I know it will be debated forever whether they should have pulled the trigger last year. I don't think they should have. I think you would have missed out on a lot of good stuff if you would have pulled the Cody trigger. And one, you made Cody bigger, like, literally bigger. He's the face of the company. I mean, like, they're leaning a lot into the story. They got 6-year-olds trolling this dude on finishing the story. I feel like it's almost like, I don't know, like serendipity, where he finishes the story and I don't become an AEW fan. Like I promised, because I said, if Cody Rhodes is not the champion by the time Sunday night happens, I will change my banner to AEW, and I will call my profile Kris, the biggest AEW fan ever.
All right, so I think we've gotten a consensus that Cody does indeed finish the story. The American Nightmare in America's birthplace, the city of Brotherly Love, Philadelphia. So now that we've gotten Cody, adrenaline in my soul, and everybody's going nuts with him holding that belt high.
Whoa! Yep.
Whoa. So look at once we how do you to put a bow on this? Mm-hmm. How do you think the bloodline ends? I mean, because I guess you could say you could end it with Roman losing the belt, but I still feel like there's some meat on that, particular, steak and potatoes, if you will, So mm-hmm. How do you finish this bloodline thing where Roman goes off to Hollywood and then Jimmy and Jay come back together and become the greatest tag team once again, and then Solo becomes the evil face, the resident evil of the company?
Yeah, I think it just kind of ends naturally. I think if Jimmy and Jay, if they have their match at WrestleMania, to blow off for WrestleMania, obviously they'll hug in the middle of the ring, like Owens and Zayn, and you hug it out, and they'll be fine. Like that'll put them back together. But I just think it ends naturally, because look, Roman ain't going to be like working a lot, so like we're going to get him at Mania. We'll probably get him in a Saudi show. We'll probably get him at SummerSlam. So I think it's just Roman's going to be like, yo, I need to get this belt back. You know what I mean? Like I just need to get right. Like I need to get the belt back, and I'll be chasing, I'll chase Cody for a couple of months, and then we'll run it back at SummerSlam or something. But I just think it ends naturally. I think just Roman just loses everything, goes crazy. The Uso, Jimmy and Jay do their own thing. Solo is, doing his own thing off the side. And then Roman's just like, look, man, like, I got nothing else. I need this belt. I don't get this belt back. All right, well, here's Fast and Furious 11. I'm out. And I think that just ends like that.
Yeah, no, I feel that, like, I don't know, it ends night 2. And I feel that, like, I don't know, there's that nugget of Jey Uso kind of thanking, like in the end, thanking Cody for kind of, I don't know, like restoring his, like, I don't know, restoring his, like, profile. And I feel that, of course, night 2 will involve your usual bloodline hijinks. Cody or Jimmy and Solo will come in, but you know who will even out the odds? Jay will help out Cody to help him, like, I don't know, like beat Roman, and then that's really it. Like, I feel like there's always been that, like, before it was like, oh, like, I don't know, they're not really out of the bloodline. No, they're really out now. When you, like, make Roman lose the championship, the thing that means so much to him, and then I really just think Roman goes away for a few months, and then, like, and then maybe, like, one pay-per-view after the main event. I think after a CM Punk match, he comes back, and then I feel that's your SummerSlam co-main event will be Punk Roman.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have officially. I've gotten the unofficial, but probably the best bookings that we'll get. I mean, well, granted, under Triple H, and yeah, we can talk about that really briefly before we sign off. We've been watching this thing. I mean, we're all adults of a certain age. We're not going to put our ages out there. I mean, but you could tell that we are gentlemen of a certain distinction, and we've been watching this most of our lives. But can we agree that, granted, the way Vince's reign ended was, it's not a glorious end. I mean, in fact, it's an end that, it's kind of like the end of Citizen Kane, if you guys have ever seen that movie. It's kind of like the Rosebud thing. But can we agree that ever since Triple H has kind of, like, held the fort down and took control, that this is probably the best WWE's been in, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years, maybe?
Yeah, like I don't know how long it's been officially, like a year and a half, maybe. I'll just put a number on it just for the sake of this. I can't remember a single bad pay-per-view. I mean, some were better than others. Some were really great, but I can't remember a pay-per-view where I walked away, a PLE, where I walked away saying, like, it wasn't good. And the storylines make sense. Like, you got a lot of storylines that people care about. Like a lot of things going on at the same time. You elevated a lot of people during this reign, as Chris talked about, with Judgment Day and things like that. Like, did the women's tag belts mean a little bit more, or a lot more than they did before? Obviously, when Naomi and Sasha had it. So, so I think they've done a really good job of filling out the story. The 5 hours of Raw and SmackDown, and I think they're on a good path with NXT. I know we didn't talk about it, but I think NXT is in a good spot too. Developing new talent. So yeah, I think this is a really good run out of Triple H. And yeah, no matter what happens at WrestleMania, I think we'll all be at least satisfied to.
Oh no! If Roman wins again, I won't watch.
Well, but that's not going to happen. He ain't. He's not ending this.
I think I asked this question to Roy. I probably regularly. It's like, what would be a worse outcome for the end of WrestleMania? Roman staying the champion for another year to beat Hulk Hogan or San Martino or whoever the hell is in front of him right now, because there aren't that many. Or Rock being a champion, because I feel that would be equally awful. It wouldn't be David Arquette bad, but you'd have to have him lose the belt immediately.
Yeah. All right. So, Chris, do you feel like this is the best that WWE's been in a while?
Yeah. No, I feel like, I don't know. Like, you just look at, like, attendance. Like, I don't know. People are going to house shows again. Like, I don't know. Like, and other than the stuff that, like, Roy pointed out, there are just a lot of baby faces that matter, because really, like, I don't know, wrestling is great when you got a lot of upper end main event guys that people are coming to see. People are coming to see CM Punk. They're coming to see Cody. They're coming to see Sami Zayn. They're coming to see Jey Uso. I mean, I see these reactions. Jey Uso could be the single biggest, I don't know, beneficiary of this Roman run, because before this, Jey Uso was never getting main event status ever. Like, it just wasn't happening. But they have done a great job with him, and they've done a great job with a lot of the faction people, like the Balors. Dominic Mysterio, I'm not even sure he can still wrestle, but it don't matter because he's still popular. Like, I feel like, and That's what I think is the biggest factor is the factions. Like, I don't know, Vince hated factions, couldn't stand them. They didn't mean anything to him. And you're seeing like the benefit of having a posse. The posse factor is big, and like I don't know, like it gives other guys like elevation. It gives people something to do instead of I don't know sitting in the back.
Yeah. All right. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a time covering this, and we're probably going to do more of it. You know, probably
Yes.
we'll probably end up doing a WrestleMania, post-mortem after the fact. But I want to thank my brothers Roy Burton and Kris Domingo for coming on. Roy, tell the people where they can find you, especially since you're usually getting me out of the paint, for one reason or another.
Yeah, no, you can. First of all, you can find Kris and I every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 106.5 FM, WPPM LP Philadelphia, PhillyCam Radio. As Kris Stevens mentioned, he's been a guest on our show several times, and we'll have him on again in the future. In the next couple of months, I'm sure. I am positive we will have Kris on. Between now and WrestleMania, because my full WrestleMania card will be out there, and I expect these other two guys to have their cards as well, ready to go. But you can also follow me on Twitter at TheBSLine. You can check me out there. I kind of stay busy. Haven't gotten Kris out the paint in a while. I've seen a couple things, but I've let things slide because we're just past the holiday season. I'm feeling good. It's all good. I understand his obsession with a certain WNBA player, so I've left that alone. I let him cook. But if it goes over the line with certain people, and he knows who those people are, then I will step in. I will be the Arn Anderson and pull out the Cody gun if I need to.
All right, and Kris?
Oh man, I don't have anything to promote. Roy is my I don't know promoter. He's like he runs Calgary Stampede. He's Stu Hart. I'm just I don't know. I'm just good old Brett. Just I don't know. Just a good old workhorse. No one even needs to know my Twitter handle because it really is just wrestling and football nonsense. Oh, at SKD215. If
People love that stuff.
All right, y'all. Roy Burton, Kris Domingo of the Broad Street Line. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
Sir. Appreciate you.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this as of yet unnamed vlog show. Once again, I am open for suggestions. I mean, I could just call it the ChrisStevensWrites YouTube show, but that's just too damn long. I need a good name. So if you guys want to give me a name, you can find all my social media handles and contact information in the description below. Once again, Roy and Kris, thank you, and thank y'all for watching. Till the next time we talk to each other, y'all be good or be good at it.